BAD-2140. Welcome to week one. So I want to welcome each of you to this class on business strategy, intro to business strategy. And as you work your way through the various classes in pursuit of your business degree or other degrees, this class on business strategy is going to be one of the most important you'll have as a future leader or even company owner someday. So before we get started, let's take a quick tour of the class through My Learning. All right, so let's take a quick look at the course layout. Here you'll see the course home. This is where we are now, Intro to Business Strategy, the BAD 2140. You'll see your tabs across the top, course home, content, discussions, assessments, which gets to specific assignments, test, quizzes. We're not going to use Urkund for this class. Grades, and send Outlook email. I'll touch on this in a moment. Your course home is where all of the announcements will reside. Each week I'll put an introduction announcement in here, video announcement outlining what we're going to cover this week, and any other announcements I need to put in throughout the course of the week. We'll be using Strategic Management, Competitiveness, and Globalization by Hitt, Ireland, and Hoskisson, 13th edition. Be sure that when you're ordering your textbook that you get the MindTap access code along with it. If you're ordering from the CSM bookstore, when you put in the information for your class, make sure to select the virtual campus and the book information will come up. In the lower right hand section you have your calendar. I will be assigning due dates to everything, including the readings, so you should be able to take a look at this list and see everything that you need to accomplish for that week and what's coming up in the out weeks. Let's look at the content. First place you should go is the syllabus. Be sure to read this thoroughly. I've sent each of you an email asking you to respond to me from your CSMD student email account, and acknowledging that you've read the syllabus and that you have accessed MindTap. My contact information is in here, information on the textbook, key dates for the class, the learning outcomes, and then this is an area of interest here that shows you the grade breakdown. I use a weighted scoring matrix where MindTap assignments are 25% of your grade. Key My Learning activities is 35% of your grade. You see the list of written activities that you'll be, written papers or a PowerPoint that you'll be doing in this class. My Learning discussions are 10% of your grade, and the exams, there are 3 of them, are 30% of your grade. I will tell you that the exams vary based on the number of chapters that we are covering for that particular exam. So the point values for each exam is different. The key area for you to look at in the syllabus is the schedule here, the weekly assignments, the module, what topics we'll cover, what assignments or activities you need to undertake, and the due date. Earlier in the syllabus, you'll see a notification that I do not accept late work. And the reason I do this is it's not to be difficult, it's to be fair to everybody in the class. If I give one student an extra hour or 4 hours or half day, I'm sure that there are other students in the class that would have loved to have had that extra amount of time. So please plan accordingly and make sure that you submit all assignments by the due date. Note that in discussions, my requirement is that your initial post is submitted by Wednesday night at 11:59. That doesn't mean your whole discussion is due by Wednesday night. I want your initial post to be posted by then to allow time for everybody else to read it, engage in discussion, provide comments, suggestions, agree, disagree, and just have that inter-student or inside the class discussion on that particular topic for that week. So please be mindful of that and get your initial post in by Wednesday night. We do have Thanksgiving this semester, so in Module 6 there are no assignments. That is Thanksgiving week, and the college will be closed. If we go back to the content area here, you'll see different modules. You're getting started where it'll have information about the course, MindTap access and registration. And then in Module 1, each of the modules is laid out with a brief description, the activities, the learning objectives, and then links to the PowerPoint slides or the reading or the specific activities, the assignments within MindTap. Once you are ready to engage in the class, you can click on any of these external learning tools and it will take you to MindTap and require you to register and put in your code that you got with your book. These will open up as another tab in your browser and take you right to where you can begin reading for that week's assignment. When you look at specific assignments, in this case, the first week, the guided case on Starbucks, it will take you directly to that assignment. And guide you through the mini case and ask you specific questions. And then you'll submit the assignment for grading. So each of the weekly modules are in here. They're all laid out in the same fashion. The first week, do your introduction discussion. I did include 2 modules in APA citation help to help you in citing sources for your written papers and PowerPoint and discussions. In your discussions, you should also be using sources. And if you have any difficulty in using Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, or Excel, I included Microsoft Office tutorials in here. Discussions are here, as well as the assignments and tests and quizzes. But what I would like for you to do is be sure to access all of these from the content page. Just get used to clicking on whichever module you are in. Click on that assignment. You'll see in week 2, module 2, discussion 1 on creating value. And then you'll have your grades here. So that's a quick review of what is included in the course layout. Now let's look at Module 1. As I mentioned, this is a short 7-week semester. So the pace is going to be quick. This week we're going to look at Chapter 1, Strategic Management and Strategic Competitiveness. This is where we'll lay the groundwork for the rest of the class, because after all, the whole reason to get into business is to be successful. And to be successful, we must have a strategic vision, a plan on not just where we want to go in the future, but how we're going to get there. The first part of this is understanding what strategic management is, and how we turn that knowledge into a competitive nature or competitive advantage. Why be competitive about it? Can't we all just coexist? The short answer in business is no. When you enter into a market space, everyone who has a like product or service is vying for the limited number of consumers for that product or service. There are two ways of approaching this. So when we look at the customer service base or the customer base math, let's assume we're talking about a pie. And the customers are that pie, all of the customers. If I own a business and I want a share of the pie, to enter into that industry, someone else has to give up a portion of that pie or reduce their size of that pie slice. However, if I look strategically at it, I may want to expand the customer base or make the pie bigger. If you think about your cell phone as one case, it does everything now. But believe it or not, there was a time when cell phones made phone calls, only phone calls. The minute you started adding planning, scheduling, photos, web browsing, email, banking features all onto your phone, the potential customer base grew exponentially, all a part of a business strategy. Now, each week I'll give you a short video like this one just to kick off the week. And what I'm trying to do in this video is outline what you'll be getting into that week. And I may cover some key points as it relates to experiences I've had in my career. One of the things I want you to think about as we begin this journey into business strategy is every time you see a business offering, a restaurant, an ad, a car dealership, or even your own business, start trying to apply the things we're studying in that particular week to what you see before you. Now, I look forward to helping you on your journey as we look at the various elements of business strategy and specifically how you can use this understanding to benefit you and your company. Activities for this week include reading Chapter 1 and reviewing the PowerPoint slides, responding to the email I sent you on your CSMD student email, getting registered in MindTab, and complete the introduction discussion. I hope each of you has a great first week, and I look forward to seeing your work in this class. Thank you.